Alright, so here we go. We're doing it. I haven't done a guide in a while, but we're going to be doing Tower Wicked Fortress as a guide. So, as you probably all know already, Ashen Towerworks released in JToH as of a few days ago. And I've already beaten this tower. And I just wanted to do a guide on it because I do think that some parts are pretty tricky. And I think that explaining those parts would help people beat the tower. And as you can see, I'm not obviously in JToH right now. This is the police's version. So I needed to play it in this version of this game because I lag too much in Ashen Towerworks to be able to actually make this. If I record and play at the same time, I dropped to like 4 FPS from 75, and it's constantly spiking down, and it's really bad. So we're just doing it here. And here we go. Okay, welcome to the Wicked Fortress. So floor 1 is pretty simple. So you just start off by doing some pretty easy jumps. This jump is a little high up, so just make sure you use the very top of this so you can come up here. I'm gonna try to play it legit for as much as possible, but if it gets too annoying, then I'm just gonna no clip, but just jump to this truss and climb up to around here. You can maybe be a little bit higher, a little bit lower, it doesn't really matter, but just get around here and flick off. Wrap down, just wrap around the cylinder and you'll land on an elevator. Wrap up here. You can jump on the torch. Really nothing too bad so far. I just like to just jump and shift there. Make sure to like push yourself out of the gap before doing this wrap because it's kind of far down. This jumps a little far. Just try to climb it. Hold W and then quickly switch to D to wrap around this. Jump up here. Jump to this ladder. Flick where the lighter indicated part is. Walk up this like wheel here. Go up to this truss. And flick down to this wedge, and you're on floor 2. So yeah, floor 1, nothing to write home about. It's pretty simple. This ball acts like a ladder, so climb that. Beware for the instant falling platforms, so only jump once on them. So these lighter platforms, you just have to jump off of immediately. They're pretty simple. They get a little bit more complicated later in the tower, but it's really not so bad. Over here, wrap. And because the first moving section, so jump to this platform when it comes over. So you could actually do this jump one of two ways. You can either climb the truss, or you could jump straight to the platform. I think it's easier to just jump straight to the platform, because you might get messed up trying to like turn forward to climb the truss or whatnot, but I don't know. I just like to jump sideways. Don't be too close to the wall here. Make sure to back up a bit before jumping down here. Make sure you turn in a little bit more, because since it's rotating clockwise. So again, angle out a bit, and then the wall will just catch up with you. Here, grab this wedge, and now we're on floor 3 basically. So yeah, this tower is actually pretty short for the most part. So now we're on floor 3. This is a long jump, don't underestimate it. Drop down to this ladder, or flick down to this ladder, and head up here. Really nothing to say about this part. Just get over here and flick, land on this. So this part, this is where these falling platforms start to get a little bit more complicated. But really, if you just hold A and D and just turn your camera whenever you need to, you'll be fine. Really shouldn't be that hard. Anyway, come up here. Yeah, really just pretty basic. Make sure you get into the middle of this ladder so you're actually able to flick off properly. Stay at the top of this. Grab this ladder. Slowly turn to the left as it starts pushing you up. And now you're on floor 4. So hit this button, 20-second timer. This is gonna make you go in and out of this section. So you're gonna go out and in. Flick up here, and out, and once again. And this is the final ladder of the section, and then you're done. So yeah, it's actually pretty satisfying to do once you get it down, and it's pretty simple too. So you shouldn't struggle too much with it. Alright, so Just be careful when wrapping off of that. You can catch yourself there if you fall. Jump down here. Wrap out, and then go in. Green falling platforms allow you to keep jumping on them. So these are literally just hold jump, and then just take your time section. I like to do it in first person because it's just, I can see where I'm going easier. A big corner wrap. This jumps a little far, so make sure you get up to the edge and jump kind of late. I like to just stick myself in the gap while you're holding W and A, and then just shifting out and jumping. Green elevators will launch you to a truss, so for this one's pretty straightforward. I just get up on the pole, jump and shift off, and then face forward to grab the truss. And this will take you to some... Okay, well, you're supposed to take you to some ladders, but I kind of suck, so hold on. Okay, so I ended up falling trying to get back, so I just no-clip back up, but yeah, anyway, ladders, you just do that, it's really simple. Time your wraps on these spinners. So you want to jump onto these spinners, and you just want to consistently be doing wraparounds. Let it go up a little bit, but not too far up, or else you'll hit the ceiling. And this one, you just gotta wait until it starts to go into the wall, and then, or right about to go into the wall, and then wrap to the ladder, or truss. Wicked things will happen from here. Okay, so this floor has a really long outside that you'll have to avoid. So you just go wall hop here, head up. This part's just filler. There's like nothing to it really. And now we're on the outside. Okay, so this outside is really long, like I said, and it's fairly tricky actually, but should be fine. Just turn left, just like that, or turn right actually, sorry, it's right. Turn right to push yourself out of the gap, and then wrap and stay close to the wall. Okay. Just hold jump here. Make sure to go all the way up on this platform. Wrap up. Jump down on this ladder. Darker indicated, you just kind of go like in the middle of them like this. And then flick down here, but make sure you land on the right side because for some reason, there's just this little sliver of block that sticks out here. I don't know why that's there. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Get to the right side of the truss. And then what I like to do is I like to just get upward momentum and land back on the truss so I'm like really close to it. And I climb up to this truss, but make sure not to press S or else it'll start to push you off like that. So once you get stuck to it like this, just make sure you're climbing only up. And then flick around the truss. I like to shift flick that. And then I do the same thing over here. It's easier on this side because there's no weird like sliver of block sticking out. You can do that. Make sure to get to the right side of this truss. I like to tap D only because tapping W, it kind of like, you might not do it in this version, but it kind of throws you in the air when you're doing it in JToH, so just keep that in mind. Get to the right side, flick around the wall. Up here. So a long wrap downwards. Another weird wrap. Make sure, like, you can just go, kind of go like all the way up, but just make sure you're not like, just make sure you're just out far enough so you can wrap out. Oops. Yeah, just make sure, again, go like all the way up, just jump out. So you gotta jump up here and wrap around and line it on the green block. And then you can take a pause here as long as you're holding space. And then just land here. And then this part's stupid. I don't even know why this exists, but just jump to it from here. Once you land on the block right next to the wall, make sure to wrap straight to the next one. And then just like while you're climbing up this spinner, I'll do it again actually. Just make sure when you're down here, go up and then immediately turn around and start doing the next part when you need to switch directions, or else bad things will happen. Anyway, so that's pretty much the rest of 5. That's pretty much the end of 5, because this part is really short and it's really easy. That jump is a little far though, so I would keep that in mind. So climb up here, just hold W, and just Move your camera to move yourself around. Make sure to go fairly low here. And then jump down to this truss. As long as you're low enough, you shouldn't hit the wall up here. But just make sure that you don't just miss the truss. So you could just... I like to get around like the middle of the wall right here. And just jump off. Make sure you're holding space. Jump here. Align carefully. It's just the last jump of the first 5 floors right before the net. Just wrap out. Hit the elevator. And here we are. Beware of the wicked safety net. So the rest of this tower up until near the end of 10 is safety netted. So if you don't want to be here for like hours like I was, then definitely practice, because I did not, and I was here for way longer than I wanted to be. And I didn't even beat it that run, so yeah, that was great. But anyway, so pretty easy wraps to start off. And right here, jump left, grab the truss, wrap around, land here. When you're gonna flick, just make sure that you flick like right, like wait a little bit on when it says 1. Just wait like a little bit and then flick. It's really just a timing thing. Just gotta keep doing it to get used to it. So you're not actually facing the way of the elevator this time. You're gonna be facing sideways. So when you jump to it, start facing this way and then hold D and W. Just grab the truss. Drop down here. So for this stupid spinner thing, I like to hold S, but I like to make sure I'm like right here. Like it looks like I'll jump into the wall if I hold D, but then I switch to D and you go right through because it brings you down a little bit, and then you wrap from here. Do this, hold W and switch to A. For this weird small ladder, alignment keys works perfectly fine. Jump onto this and hold space. Here and another, hold space. This just jump up, kind of. It's really just simple. Just make. I like to do it facing this way though. I used to do it facing this way, but it's honestly harder because it's kind of just backwards. And simply for this jump right here, it's just easier. And then we get to floor 7. So screen button 16 seconds, but you can get to the end of it with like 8 seconds left. It's pretty simple. Pretty easy jumps, and then you get to the final one, same thing. Just wait a little bit into 1, and then flick, and you should be fine. Okay, so now we're actually coming up to another tricky section up here, which is the spinner, which I actually have something to say about other than, oh, it's pretty simple. So there will be 2 platforms that you could start at. One of them says sup, and the other one says yo. They're both the same. It doesn't matter which one you go to. I'm going to go to yo because yo's awesome. So we start here and you jump to this truss and this will slowly push you to the right. So just make sure you're not constantly going. Make sure you keep like pushing left if you don't do it immediately, obviously. But just flick, land. It's a pretty easy jump. Just make sure you don't go too far. Grab to here. This jump looks... Jumps to this truss is honestly hard. Like, it's easier than it looks. You just... I don't know. It looks pretty tough. Like, it looks kind of tight when you look at it. At least it does for me. Not so bad. For this jump, since this is moving faster, angle out and then wrap, and it should just push you up to it. Go over here. Alright. This jump's pretty scary. I failed, like... The first few times I got to this jump, I failed it, but after I passed it, I never failed it again. But you just like go up to the edge and give yourself like a little bit of a left turn, and then just hold D and turn. I can't do it while I'm explaining it, but you just kind of just, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I didn't do a sharp enough turn. It's really not that hard of a jump once you get used to it, but yeah, there you go. Alright, and then floor 8. So, make sure not to touch the red elevator. They're wicked elevators. Yeah, another indicated truss flick right there. Make sure to jump up on the 1 stud. Just keep jumping here. Zoom your camera, and I like to do this part in ghost mode and shift lock like this, just so I can see where I'm landing. Go up here. Wrap to here. This, like, for some reason, like, specifically in JToH, the weird lighting makes it so, like, this, like, transparent wall here, it just looks like you can't jump here, but you can. I don't know, I was a little confused when I got there the first time. You go here. This truss. Once you hit this button, make sure to head back to the platform. And then do this new section with the yellow button. It's really simple. And it's not tight. Alright, now we get up here. So, truss leaps. Position your camera so you only have to hold D to leap from truss to truss. No holding jump. So, take your hands off the spacebar. Only when you need to do this, when you need to do the initial jump. And then just have it, just turn like left a little bit. And then just hold D. I don't even think you need to turn left. I just like to turn left so I make sure I stay against the wall. But yeah, it's pretty cool mechanic. Just don't hold jump or else it will mess you up. Anyway, this is not a corner flip, contrary to popular belief. You just wrap around the wall, get to the edge of the truss, and then come down here. This jump's kind of far, so don't underestimate it. Wrap up to here from the bottom. Prepare yourself for what's yet to come. Just flick over here. And now we get this little mini section at the start of 9, which isn't so bad. So this is like a weird like ladder thing. Just wait for them to be like not the same, and then you can jump and climb it like a ladder. Flick down to here. Do this wrap from here. Quickly jump on this platform and jump up to the truss. Here. This part's very satisfying to do fast. Right, it doesn't matter which way you're facing on that, just jump into it after doing the wrap and it should just take you around to here. And now we have floor 9. So, floor 9 outside, that's what I meant to say. Floor 9 outside is pretty tricky. I failed it a lot when I was first trying to do it, but it's really not that bad. This jump's pretty scary though. Make sure you land near the left side. I mean, honestly, you could even, like, just go all the way around if we're comfortable with that. It's possible, but it's farther and honestly more scary to me. I just try to do it like that, but you can do it either way. Alright, make sure you wrap on top of the wheel here. And now you just gotta, when it says wrap through, just wrap down to the button and hold W so you actually get back on the wheel. Make sure you're all the way up for the ship. The ship's freaking stupid. And then make sure you give yourself a left tilt and then just do a little wiggle. A line, just push yourself and grab the truss. Jump up here, hit the red button, and make sure you get to this part before this runs out, or else you'll have to go back. Anyway, so this section, it's less tight than the blue button. Here, up here. Some pretty simple jumps. Make sure you have enough time to do this truss. I do this in first person. Make sure you have enough time to climb up that truss. I got there with like 2 seconds left, and I climbed up the truss, and I just barely made it. Definitely make sure you got time. If you do hit this button and you don't, and you run out of time though, and you don't end up getting up to here, then I think what you could do is you can head back over here, yeah, and then you can wrap down here, and this will take you back to the start of 9 outside. So don't worry if you fail the blue button, it's not so bad. You can always make your way back over here. Okay, speed section. So this is another weird one of those truss leap things. You just do one and then you just turn and then grab this truss, line up and jump all the way over here. Make sure to curve in. So this is adjust your camera slightly when leaping from the red truss to the blue one. So over here there's a red truss and a blue truss. basically all you want to do is just turn your camera to the left ever so slightly once you hit the red truss like that, and it will take you all the way across. It's really not so bad. And it's actually really satisfying to watch. I'm gonna run out of speed. Yeah, see, because if you don't adjust your camera, you'll just fall. So I'll do this outside one more time just for good measure. And then 1, 2, 3, turn a little bit more. 1, 2, 3. And then don't do that. I did that in a real run and it made me mad. But jump over that and you get this button progress, which is pretty cool. So basically just you can alignment key if you really want to, and then just do that. That's probably the easiest way to do it. But anyway, I should probably show you what the button progress does. So when you get back over here, instead of going this way to normal 9 outside, there's a new section that you can do right here, which is honestly, I can argue is harder than normal 9 outside. It's just kind of scary. Just make sure, get to like the corner of this truss and then flick, because it's kind of far. And then you come over here. It's shorter, but it's honestly kind of harder. And then you just climb up this truss. I like to, when you're climbing this truss, I like to just like stay on the corner, because you can climb up this part, because then you have to switch to climbing the side of it, and you can just easily turn your camera. Same thing with over here. You have to climb up, just kind of turn only enough so you're climbing like the corner. You could just turn back. Climb up. Alright, and now we're on floor 10. So 10 is way harder than anything else on the tower. Like, this floor is incredibly difficult compared to the rest. So, it consists of this really long outside, and then a pretty tricky spinner on the inside, and then another outside, which you lose your run if you fall, and then a final spinner section on the inside, which it's longer. Like Wicked Final Floor reached again, just control your nerves like any other final floor, but try that on a floor with double the length and punishment. So, yeah, you might fail this floor quite a few times. Even if this isn't a new hardest, like, it's still pretty hard. But anyway, so just wall hop up here and hit the button, just flick through. Same thing with the other ones. Instead of flicking around and go through a wall, you just go straight through a wall. It's the same procedure though. Wrap in, make sure not to hit that elevator, and then kind of do like a weird like a wiggle thing. Go all the way up and wrap over here. Really nothing too bad so far. Wrap around. Hold jump here. Go to the truss. So this thing, I like to walk up to this little corner right here, and then wait for it to start moving to the right, and then I walk across it, and then you just jump to this ladder. Then there's these two dark parts right here, and this will show you where to flick. So you can flick from right here if you really wanted to, but usually when I'm over here, I like to just flick to get a little bit closer to the edge and do it again. This jump's pretty scary, but it's actually not so bad. So you just jump sideways and you just turn and grip the truss. This jump like looks like it would be really hard, but it's really not. It's pretty simple. Alright, it says don't flick here, so they put this little thing here because they really don't want you to flick here. So just slide yourself over to here and then do a wraparound and do that. Alright, and now we go over here and wrap down here. Only one jump on each of these, but make sure you hit the button and then go this way. Carefully climb down to the elevator, so just get yourself on the truss. Just climb down slowly until your leg touches the elevator, and it should just slide you straight across and shoot you right up. So now we get this part. This part's pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. So just stay close to the wall and land here. Go all the way down. And then back up a tiny bit. And then jump up. I think you might just simply be able to jump from all the way down here. Yeah, you can, but I don't know. It looks kind of sketchy to me. I just like to go up a little bit more. You can hit your head if you do, though, so just keep that in mind. Especially, okay, if you wanna jump like a little bit lower, give yourself a little bit of a left tilt, and you won't walk up the slope. You'll walk down the slope and then jump, which should give you less height. So if you're really scared of hitting the ceiling there, you can do that. I just kind of like I just push I hold W and then turn right until I get my character around this wall. Then I turn a little bit to the left and then hold D and then W. It's kind of a scary walk around. Walk arounds on half studs are not the most comfortable thing. I flick around this truss or head hitter, it doesn't really matter. And grip the side of this truss. Don't truss bounce here, just flick out and then climb up. I need to wiggle a little bit. This is a ladder. Try to make sure you grab like the left part of it, and then you can slide across, because I did this in a real run. I went like this and just missed it and fell. So just make sure you grip the side of it. Head up here. Wrap down in the spinner. Wait for this to start entering the wall, or right about to enter the wall, and do that. I don't know what the heck just happened with that wall. It just kind of did that. But yeah, that part's not so bad. You just kind of got to think fast. Alright, keep up the pace and adjust your camera accordingly. So this is the inside spinner I was talking about that gives people some trouble. So again, this is like the spinner on 7, where you have 2 starting points. You could either start on AO or A. I'm just gonna go on A because I don't want to wait for AO. I don't really care about this one. But, so go up here. And then just remember that this thing is constantly spinning, so you may need to adjust accordingly. Turn in a lot for this jump. Here. Yeah, the wall kind of comes up quickly, so you just gotta make sure you go quick. Turn out before doing this wrap. It says wait here, so you hit this button, and you need to do this flick, which is pretty simple in and of itself, but in JToH, it's kind of bugged in a way. So the bug is that when you try to flick, this like corner right here behind this orange wall will just hit you and you'll get bounced off. But the way to prevent that is if you go to this left truss instead of this right one, then you can flick and you won't get hit. I don't know why that works, it just does. But anyway, you're not done once you hit that. You need to quickly head over here and do this part, but like obviously you can't. You need to do this part as soon as you go through the button. So look down here, over here, go down this truss. Be careful with this jump. Make sure you angle like out far so you don't get stuck on the wall. And then follow the arrows, and you should land right here. And that's that spinner section. You get some more button progress. So this button progress it's not like the most useful thing, because the last part of the tower, which is the spinner, the second layer, is pretty easy. And this outside part right here is, if you fail it, your run's over. This is what I was talking about earlier. So yeah, I still show the button progress section though. So like once you get up here, instead of doing this weird truss thing, you just do this little section. I actually never did this section, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but oh my goodness, just make it onto the truss, please. Thank you. Jump off, just like that. You get back here. So this is the darkness engulfs you, because you just can't see anything. But yeah, so this section, this won't end your run if you fall, but it's the section all the way over here will though. Anyway, tilt or angle out so you don't get stuck on the wedge. Turn in quickly so you go like this. Give this a good like wrap around and just hold A the entire time and land on the staircase. You can do this either one of 2 ways. You can either just wrap down here and jump up, or you can wrap straight up to here. But I would not recommend this. Just simply because it is a far jump, and you are more likely than not to fail it. So just do this, but like, just in case you're really not comfortable with that, and you're more comfortable in your ability to do this stupid ass long jump, then that's fine. Oh my god, I actually did this in my first legit run here, because someone told me to do it, and I almost failed it. I didn't fail it, but I almost did, and yeah, just don't, I don't know, I wouldn't even bother with that, but I just wanted to show that you can. Okay, so ready yourself, it's do or die. So yeah, this is where if you fail, runs over. So you start on this little like weird spinner thing. You have to do this wrap around and then wait for this to go up a lot. Wait, and then wrap down to it. It's kind of far, so you really need to make sure you don't get too hasty and jump off immediately. So you have to do this weird like S-wrap formation. You go here and then out. And wrap to here. Face the way that the little like yellow thing is facing here. So face like this and then just hold W. And you should land onto this truss. It's pretty simple. It's kind of scary, but alright, and then wrap from here. Just jump across that. Alright, now this is a little hard to see in the game. Because, I don't know, I lost the darkness thing for some reason. But it's blue, blue, green, blue. So just land on the first two blue ones, and then you can take a break right here as long as you hold jump. And one more blue. And then this is a long jump off of another blue one. And then up here, and you're done with that outside section. So this is not yet prove yourself. So this is the final spinner section I was talking about. This is easier than the one below it. But essentially, you just want to wrap to this truss, and you get this little intersection right here. I was actually pretty nervous when I got here, because I really didn't want to play this tower anymore. But for these like weird pole jumps, I just like to face left and then hold W, and it kind of just pushes you on top of it. Like, not too far left, but just a little left. And jump down here. Don't turn too much in for this wrap. Make sure you go like out like that, and you should land up here, all the way down. Make sure to turn in a lot. Jump up here. This jump is scary. I don't know how I didn't fail this jump when I was playing it. This jump is like actually horrifying. You just go. Make sure you go all the way up, and then just like turn in a lot. So you can see like those. You can see all those Hilbert particles. You'll see what that is in a second. Walk up the stairs. You get this really long jump. It's pretty scary, but as long as you just line it up and jump late, you should be fine. So this is what's emitting all those particles. It's an insta-kill. It's on the other side as well. Basically, just get up to it, and your goal is to land on the corner of this spinning block right here. So just hold W and just kind of jump. Like, you don't even need to like turn your camera or anything. Like, you literally just hold W and jump, and you'll just land there. And then that's it. So, yeah, pretty fun tower, honestly. I thought this was fun. I did think failing the safety net over and over was incredibly frustrating, but that's kind of what I get for not practicing. I had done all jumps of this tower before, but it was a long time ago, so I didn't really know what I was doing. But, yeah, just make sure you practice some of the trickier sections, like the outside specifically, do or die section, obviously, and the spinners, and should be fine. I mean, like, it's really not that complicated. Probably, like, mid-extreme, around that level. I think where it is on the difficulty chart right now is fine. But yeah, I probably not recommend it as a first extreme though. Maybe like second or third. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully this is useful to you, and I hope I know I stumbled over my words a lot. I don't script these. I just kind of say what I want to say about each of the sections. So hopefully this is useful to you. And yep, that's it.